Setting up a campaign within Google Ads the right way is not enough. Once you get the show on the road, once your campaign start running, what becomes important is how you make sense of the data that is available within the platform. And there are various ways and various categories of data points information available when your campaign hits the road. But what is important is for you to be able to analyze things, process it, and based on the information, you should be able to take certain optimization actions to kind of steer things in the right direction. I have been making videos on optimizing campaigns within Google Ads, and this one is going to be a short one. And in this video, I'm only going to show you this particular category of data where most of the Google Ads experts either they don't notice this area, or they kind of ignore it. But it's really important, and the category of data I'm talking about is segments, right? So when you log into your Google Ads and when you go to any of the campaigns or select all campaigns, or if you are going to click on an ad group within a certain campaign, you're going to see on the right side a table, different columns providing you information about that specific option you're choosing on the main panel. And here is where you can find the segment section. So instead of just talking about it, let me kind of show you where you can find it and what do I mean by analyzing information within the segment section, right? So once you log into your Google Ads platform, you have the campaign sections here. And if you're clicking on all campaigns, all your campaigns are selected now. Now, towards the right side of the screen, you can see these different options, right? So you have at the campaign level, now we can see information related to this specific campaign. So for example, the budget, its status, active or not active, its optimization score, and some metrics related to clicks, impressions, click-through rates, etc., depending on which columns are you choosing from the column section here, right? So you have different categories of data information. You can choose, you can go to any of these categories and pick those sections, check them, so that the columns start showing in the main reports or in the main dashboard section of your Google Ads. Now, this is shown by default. You can see these columns and you can see this information by default, but what's kind of a little bit hidden is this section, which is called segments, right? So it's not selected by default. It's by default selected to none, right? So it's deselected by default. But when you click on it, a whole range of information, a whole range of information categories is available within this section. So some of the things that you can't even find in the normal report section, for example, this network option, right? So when you click on it, you are able to see a breakdown of which networks are responsible to generate what type of results for your campaigns. In this case, in the case of these campaigns, there's only single search network we are working on. So we do not have display networks, we do not have partner networks, but you do have the option to kind of enable those options, right? So at the time of setting up a campaign, when you get to the network section, you are being given options to either choose the search network, display network, or keep them unselected, right? So if you choose, for example, the search network or display network, depending on your specific situation. If you think that these things are going to make sense in your specific context, or you want to scale things, you want to reach out to a broader set of audiences, so you want to kind of click these options so that your ads get more impressions and you get more traffic onto your landing page, you might select these options. But when it comes to analyzing the data, the information with respect to these different networks, you wouldn't find any of those things within the normal reports, right? Within this area somewhere, right? So you can choose that. For that, you have to go to the segment section here and click on the networks, and there you will be able to see. So, for example, if we would have selected a partner networks here, we would have seen a breakdown of both the Google search and Google partner network here, and then we would be able to compare their data as well. Let me kind of show you from some different campaigns, maybe. And let's say I choose this one. We might have some here, so you can see what I am trying to say here. So here you can see, some of these campaigns, for some of these campaigns, the partner network is available. It's selected, and we can definitely see information related to this network. So for the last, let's say from Jan 25th to Feb 8th, for the last 10 days or so, 12 days or so, this specific campaign has generated 147 conversions and 146. The sweeping majority of these conversions are attributed to the search network, Google's own search network, and just a little tiny bit of those conversions are coming from the partner networks. And the reason it's not producing much clicks and in terms of conversions, we can also see because there aren't very many clicks happening. So the cost is just $3, and the conversion data also reflects that, right? So maybe we are trying to avoid spending too much on the search partners network because we have a very limited budget. But you can definitely see the categorization of information. In your case, if you are kind of trying to scale things up and have a sizable budget for these other networks as well, you will have a different scenario in this section. And based on this information, you would be able to either kind of bump it a little bit up or scale it down if it's not producing your result. But knowing the information is really important before you would go ahead and to take any action, any optimization decisions on these networks, right? And the way you can do it is go to the segment section and go here. By the same token, we were talking about this campaign, I guess, right? There are other important metrics here. So for example, the top and the other section here. So what this specific metric is telling us is that the top is, this is the spot, this is the section where the ad is showing at the very top of Google's search network, right? So if you go to Google, let's say, and we type in Nike shoes, so this is the top spot. Any spot other than the top spot. So if your ad is showing in the second spot, third spot, or in the case of shopping campaigns, somewhere towards the right side of this section, those aren't called the top spot. The top spot is this one. So if your ad is showing at the very top spot, it's being categorized here, right? Google search top. And for all the rest of the positions, the ad positions that are not showing at the very top, but somewhere here or towards the bottom, and somewhere here, or towards the right side, if in the case of shopping campaigns, they are being categorized as others, right? So this again is a very important piece of information to look at, because it tells you it kind of first of all, it's very intuitive for you to say, for us to say that the ads that are seizing the top position are definitely requiring us to spend more in cost per clicks, right? So in this case, we can see the cost per click for the top position is $2.14 per click, right? It's Australian dollars, so 2.14. And in the case of other positions, it's a fraction of that cost, right? So it's almost 50% less than what we are paying for the top spot. Now we really have to take a look at the performance. So if we are willing to pay that much, high a cost in per click for the top position, are we going to get the result that we are envisioning from this position, right? So if compared to the other position, the top spot is not giving us much conversions, or the cost per conversion is really high, we might consider decreasing the budget for this and then maybe focus on this one, right? So if we decrease our cost per click, our ads are automatically going to be shown in this category instead of this category, right? So if right now we are paying $2.14, now we are deciding to, let's say, decrease the CPA from whatever it is to decrease it by, let's say, 20%, 30%, our cost per clicks our cost per click is going to be low. As a result, Google is going to show our ads in this category. One more important thing to notice is we are at the ad group level, right? So this is going to give you a very granular information at the ad group level. You can even go to the ad extension or landing page or keywords level, but that's going to make the analysis process a little bit more complicated. But if you stay towards this section, the ad group and the campaign section, the data you can see here is much more digestible, it's much more manageable. So if you click on the campaigns and now you take a look at this thing, go to the top and versus others, now we can definitely see a much better picture of what's going on with these campaigns, right? So the top, for example, in this case, the decor search campaign, location based. So this is the campaign and it has cost us $196 and given us only 4 conversions, right? At the cost of $49 per conversion. This is crazy high, given the cost per the average cost per conversion for this business across other campaigns. This is pretty high, right? So there is a red signal there, and we can also notice on the other hand the ads that are being shown in the others category are giving us much better performance, right? So the cost per click is extremely low compared to what we are getting from here. And although it hasn't spent much, we can definitely see whatever the small amount it has spent, we have gotten some results from it, right? So 3 conversions at the cost of $13 or at the cost per conversion a ratio of 4.4 dollars per conversion, right? And the conversion rate is also very, very high. So we can definitely see in this case, in the case of this campaign, the top position is not working, right? So if we are paying $2.59, we are paying it against the best interest of our business, right? And it makes all the more sense for us to reduce the cost per click for this campaign so that more and more of our ads start to show in this category and we start getting some results from it. So we go to this this campaign right away, click on it, and go to the settings, we can see the target cost per conversion, the target cost per acquisition is set to $30. It is time for us to reduce it, let's say, to $15, so that if we are reducing the cost per click to, let's say, from 30 to 15, what we are basically instructing Google system is we are saying that, hey, if you are spending $2 per click at the cost per acquisition setting of $30, now it's time to reduce it because we have decreased our cost per acquisition. We don't want to pay that much amount uh, in cost per click, right? Our given cost per acquisition was very high at $30. Now we are going to only be willing to pay $15 per acquisition. So what happens is Google is going to reduce the cost per click. You know, their system essentially works on a cost per click basis. These are basically metrics, you know, from a marketing standpoint or from a business analysis standpoint. It's giving us some prediction as to what is the better cost per acquisition in our business judgment, in our marketing judgment we want to set for our business. Now, based on that information, Google is going to set a specific cost per click for our ads, right? So again, the process is the same. So if we are not willing to pay high in cost per acquisition, Google is going to reduce our chances of uh, uh, getting shown at the top position, right? So they are going to reduce the cost per click. As a result, if our competitors are willing to pay higher cost per click for the top position, they are going to be outranking us, and our ad is not going to be shown at the top. But because we have taken a look at this scenario, we have taken a look at the data and analyzed it in a way that it's not in the best interest of our campaign, in the case of this campaign, to be shown at the top because we are not getting much results from it. So we are strategically wanting our ads to be shown in other categories, not at the top ones, right? So we don't want to pay the cost per click that is necessary for our ads to be shown at the top. So we want to decrease it from $30 to, let's say, $20 or $15, maybe in this case $15, and we're going to save it. And what it's going to do now is it is going to if we go to the same section, now it's going to give this category a better chance of spending more of our available advertising budget for this campaign, right? So more and more of our ads are going to be shown in other categories. As a result, we are hoping we will be producing conversions at lower cost per click, as well as, you know, the cost per conversion are going to be hopefully lower than what we are paying in this case, right? So so these kind of important things can be found within the segment section. By the same token, if you go to the conversions, for example, and take a look at these different metrics here. So one of them I normally look at is the days to conversion. This is going to give you an idea as to how long it generally takes for users on your website or on your landing page to convert into customers, right? So whatever your advertising goal is, whether it's leads, whether it's in the case of e-commerce website revenue, or whatsoever your advertising goal is, you can take a look at how long a normal user coming from your search ad is going to take to convert, right? So in this case, we are saying the majority of the customers are, the majority of the users are converting within a time frame of 24 hours, right? Less than 1 day. And a very tiny portion is taking 1 or 2 days, or sometimes 2 or 3 days. They may be returning visitors. They are noting down some information for future reference, going to maybe go on competitor website, and later on they come back to take the action they wanted to take, but they needed some time. So this is going to give you some idea about that. Now, this is generally a very useful area to look at when you're running shopping campaigns, right? In the case of shopping campaigns, not necessarily all your conversions are going to happen within the same day, and the user is coming on your website. It's going to take some time. So if you're running campaigns for your clients and you are towards the end of the month and it's time to generate some reports for them, you definitely have to mention that some portion of the traffic that came on the site towards the end of the month is going to require some time to convert, right? Because you can definitely take a look at this information and tell if a good portion of the traffic, for example 20-30% of the traffic, is going to take 6 to 10 days for them to convert. That's something that should be part of your report or part of the note section of your report, explaining to your clients that this is the actual scenario as far as the data you can take a look at is concerned. All right, so I hope this video is helpful. It was helpful. I would really suggest you to kind of go through these options yourself on your own and explore them and experiment with them. Take a deeper look at what's going on, with the data that you are seeing within Google Ads. It at times get a lot complicated. There are too many metrics, there are too many references to kind of cross-analyze, but it's really worth it at the end of the day, because if you can make sense of the data, you would definitely be able to make better optimization decisions, and that in turn are going to really help your campaign skyrocket as far as conversions or business results are concerned. Thanks so much for watching. I will definitely plan to create some future videos around different optimization techniques and share them with you on my YouTube channel whenever they are available. If you have any comments, if you have any thoughts, I would really appreciate you mention them in the comment section. And with that, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.